that strapped down good enough?
That ain't going nowhere.
Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and it is a beautiful fall morning, and I am blessed to be out here on my property doing a little bit of work. As grateful and blessed as I feel, I'm also a little embarrassed to show it to you. This was my wood yard last fall. The wood splitter's right here. I'll actually just show you that, the whole area. So there's my log splitter and a tote with firewood in it. Right here is some firewood rounds and some slab wood. I had a nice setup that I was happy with, where I had a pile of logs over there. Right over here, that's a tree that I cut up, and I left the top there to deal with it later. I've had this on my to-do list for a while to get down here and clean this up and get ready for firewood season that's starting now. And I got a little head start today because I borrowed this milling station from a friend, and he's gonna come pick it up today. I came down here to get it for him, and it's supposed to have 4 log clamps, and only one of them is on the milling station. That means the other 3, when not in use, I just set them down out here. And I'm really feeling guilty that I may have lost those in all these weeds, and the needle in a haystack. So he's gonna be here in about 3 hours, and I'm gonna spend the next 3 hours looking for these. And if I can't find them, then I'm gonna be ordering him some new ones and then continue looking for the old ones. But really bummed out that I let it get this bad. Woo, doggy! Thinking about calling this video "Where's Waldo?" 2 reasons. One, my friend who's coming, gonna play on the equipment a little bit. His nickname is Waldo. I think that might be a version of his last name. But the other thing is, it's doing a big needle in a haystack kind of search, so it works out. Now, you guys know, basically, I run all steel products, but all my weed eater heads were messed up or needed replaced. A lot of times the push button's not working anymore. And everybody tells me that Echo makes the best weed eater heads. Their Speed Feed head has the reputation of the best on the market. So I went and got one last week. And this is my first time putting line in it because it comes pre-spooled. So I've got like 15 foot of line here. You feed it through till it's even. And you grab this ring here and just twist it. And that will wind the head in. All right, I found another clamp here. That gives me 3 out of 4. All right, there's the last clamp. Guilt was really eating at me about borrowing something and then maybe not taking proper care of it. This is the area we're working on. And there's my firewood totes. So I think this is now gonna be my firewood yard. So everything we sort out and clean up over here, we're gonna put over in this side. So before I do that, I need to mow it. This grass was thick enough, it would have almost been worth it to get the flail mower. Plus, I mulched a bunch of sticks and rocks and stuff up on the hill last week with the mower. Probably ruined all these mower blades. But we got it cut down. Time to move on to something a little more interesting. Okay, Waldo is finally here. And I owe Waldo a huge debt of gratitude because before I had a sawmill, he loaned me this one. And I really enjoyed getting to use it, make videos about it. This is a chainsaw milling platform that makes chainsaw milling dramatically easier than anything else. But I feel like I owe you a debt of gratitude, and you drove all the way here, so now the rest of the day, anything you feel like doing, run either of these machines or play around, that's what we're gonna do.
All right, sounds good to me.
I'm looking forward to getting his opinion on my tractor because he has the same model, but I've done a lot of modifications that are different than the modifications he's done. So first thing I want to do is get this loaded up and get him packed up and ready to go. Then we're going to start working on this project. Is that strapped down good enough?
That ain't going nowhere.
All right, so I've got the Artilian dual clamp grapple here, and then I've got the grapple from Precision Manufacturing. Which one do you want to try out, or both?
Let's try them both.
Okay, so this one will be easier to get to because it's down on the ground. I'll pull your pins and then you set that up here.
On top?
You got the, are you brave enough for that?
I think so.
I've never hit it yet.
So just
I
push.
put them just barely on there. He's a brave man. I did the 40-page liability waiver before he got on the machine, so we're good. So Waldo was just asking me about the cutting edge on this. This is the B Expanded. If you guys haven't seen it, I did a comparison of 4 different tooth bars and chose the B Expanded as the best. I've really never done a follow-up or looked at it again. It's been on here, I'd say at least 6 months, and all the edges look pretty good. There's no nicks or damage on it at all. Great product. And that combined with the grapple, fantastic. grapple you're using now, super cheap. You never have to switch attachments going from the bucket to the grapple. There's convenience there, but it's not exactly the same as a full grapple. So
No. And you know, I would put this real close to my 4-in-1 bucket. Works very simple because of you've got the end caps on the side of the bucket, which the 4-in-1 does as well. But it does allow you to grab. Now, what's throwing me off on yours is that the extra length of the cutting edge sticks out way. It's not that far, but that's what's throwing me off when I'm getting up to stuff.
you were getting on top of it instead of under it.
Yep.
I noticed that. I was thinking we switch to the other grapple now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put the grapple on the skid steer, and we'll probably use those two grapples to do the rest of the work.
All right.
I just walked him through the skid steer controls, so now he's on the third grapple of the day. What do you think about this machine?
I like it because you just feel like a beast in there. You got air conditioner blasting. I mean, what's there not to like?
To me, my analogy between a compact tractor and a machine like this that costs a lot more and isn't suited for the exact same applications, but you've seen those things where someone's trying to use a wrench and then a breakover bar and then they get the torch out and it said it can't be tight if it's liquid. That's what it feels like to me coming from a compact tractor to running this machine. Like I didn't have to ask its permission. I'm going in there and I'm going to move whatever's in front of me. And it's kind of a cool feeling.
Yeah.
Waldo had never used a skid steer brush cutter before, and I told him there was going to be a lot of hazards and debris buried in these weeds. But he said he wanted to do it anyway, which was pretty brave as far as I'm concerned. So I tried to drive around with the tractor and just scrape the grapple right on the ground and look for anything I could find in the weeds. Now, of course, he still hit some stuff, but that helped. If I had to do the same work with a tractor-mounted 3-point brush cutter, I would have spent a lot more time finding what was in this pile. Because the way we're doing it does have some danger, and you could damage the blades on the brush cutter. It's not the same as with the tractor, because this is a hydraulic motor, and jamming it up is not going to damage the skid steer. I think about the worst thing you can happen is throw something, which is dangerous, or ding your blades. But this skid steer brush cutter is rated for 4-inch material, and truth be told, it'll probably handle something a lot heavier than that. We got about 90% of this done, and then it started raining.
I tell you what, I could not be more happy to have got so much clearing done, and I would not have got this much done in a day by myself, because there was just so much stuff piled in there that it's hard to find it and mow, and you need pallet forks for this and a grapple for that, and it was, man, what kind of a guy just shows up and does that much work for you?
Because it's fun. There's cool toys here. So
some people would say, what kind of a guy lets his $80,000 machine just let somebody who's never ran one just go at it? But I think it was a successful project.
absolutely. No, skid steer is a blast to use. It's just such a, you feel like you're in a tank. I mean, you feel indestructible. You're just going. It's kind of addicting. But,
Yeah, and any machine you're in, there's danger, and you can tear it up, you can hurt yourself, but it's in a full roll cage, and I've got a severe duty door, so it's as safe, I think, as you can be.
So with using your tractor, what I was actually surprised with, having a cab on yours, mine's complete open station, it didn't feel tippy to me at all. I know you've got 3 sets of wheel weights, but I've only got 2. We got different tires, but I was expecting it to feel
Top
noticeable and top heavy, and to me it doesn't at all. So that's a testament to the cab design apparently. So
yeah, I think it's a great cab. It's not air conditioned, so it's not perfect, but I like it better than not having it.
And the 2 fans are awesome.
Yeah, a little bit of breeze on you is nice.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts from the equipment you ran today?
The Artelian grapple is pretty phenomenal. I like how far those arms reach out and you can grab a hold of stuff. I think they'd work really good in brush, being able to get a bigger grip on stuff. I was actually surprised at how that Atta grapple it's more functional than it looks. I didn't think it would be all that great, but I was surprised. It's a lot like using my 4-in-1, like I said earlier. It feels the same when you're using it, but it's still very, very capable as a cost-effective option for people.
And now I'm set up where I can go back to working on firewood, and I've got some new equipment coming. I haven't had any new equipment in a little while, but I've got some cool stuff that's going to be here soon, and we're gonna put it to work. So I really appreciate your help. I appreciate you letting me borrow your mill.
Absolutely, it was a good time.
I appreciate you guys taking time to watch this video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.